Oh, thank you, Paul Latham, that I can meet you here in beautiful Edinburgh, in the middle of the city, Tune Hotel near Hay Market.
Yes, have you been able to visit?
Yeah, yesterday I made a little walk around the castle.
Yes.
It was quite windy and a little bit cold, but today I will finish my sightseeing.
Another place that it'd be good to see is the Botanic Garden.
Oh, okay, yep.
Down at, you get a bus. It goes right down
yep.
The hill. Yes.
To the Botanic Garden.
Yes, from Princes Street, if you go towards the city.
Yeah.
And then you turn down to the left.
I will have a look there too.
Get a bus down there.
But
it's beautiful. Especially this time of year. It's lovely.
But I've not come here for a sightseeing tour of Edinburgh because of you. I'm here because Paul Latham is one of the pioneer ethno-entomologists of the world.
I don't know.
But actually, you're not from Edinburgh.
No, I'm from south of London.
South? Yeah. But where you live, close to?
No. It's about 60 or 70 miles from here, north of Perth.
Okay.
Have you seen that on the map?
Yeah, I've seen it on the map, yeah.
Yes.
So how it come you went into entomology in your life? I mean, let's talk about your biography first.
Yes. Really, I work with the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And they sent me and my wife to Bas-Congo to start an agricultural project there. It was first of all a beekeeping project and also tree planting.
And what time was it?
This was in 1984.
Okay.
I'd been there before in 1980 to do a seminar on agriculture with Salvation Army personnel. So, and at that time I was based in London at the Salvation Army headquarters, and after 6 years on headquarters I wanted to go back to the bush. I couldn't...
What does it mean, back to the bush? You have been there before already?
Yes, because I started work first of all in Kenya, running a farmers training centre.
Mm-hmm.
And we had 16 years there, and then was sent to London. And
okay.
The contrast was too big.
Okay.
Too great. So
you're a man of nature, of being outside?
Yes, that's right. Yes. My degree is, I did a degree in agriculture, and yes, so that's how it started.
So how old had you been there when you went first to Africa? You were a young man?
Yes, I was. When was it? I went first of all in 1962. When how old was I then? I was 24, I think, something like that.
It could be around that, yeah.
Yes, about that. Yes, but I was trained as an officer in the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
After my degree in agriculture, and while I was at university, we had a visitor from Sudan who works with the church in Sudan, and he spoke about his work amongst farmers, and I knew that was the work I should do.
Okay. Helping them.
Helping them with their farming
techniques.
Yes, that's right, to improve their farming. So when we got to Kenya to work with the farmers there, I knew that was the right work I had to do.
Okay.
And so for 16 years I was involved in that. But especially I became very interested in helping young people leaving school.
Okay.
So that instead of drifting off to the town, they'd learn something useful and be able to stay at home and earn money from...
Yeah.
So actually we started with primary school children, giving them very small loans in about 200 schools, vegetable seed mainly, and then they would plant that under supervision, and once they harvested it, the parents and Salvation Army personnel would help them to use that wisely, either to save up for school fees at secondary school, or to buy livestock, all sorts of things.
Playing ahead.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So that before they left school, they'd have a background of farming.
Yep.
And they would know that they could earn something from their farming.
I mean, that was one of the trials to keep the people on the spot of land that they own. But
yes, rather than drifting off into the south.
And that's one of the big problems still today. That
I know.
people don't like to stay on their piece of land because they can't earn.
Can't earn any money. But I was involved in a variety of things in Kenya and also in Uganda. We had one scheme in the very north of Kenya, in the desert area, a water harvesting project, helping people to grow sorghum on collecting the water off the hills and then allowing it to sink in the land. And even if it only rained once, as long as it was a decent rain, it could produce a crop.
Okay.
So that was another scheme involved. And also another scheme in the dry lands, collecting water into a sand dam. You build a dam across the river on a rocky place, and it will fill up with sand and water. But underneath the sand, the water is stored. Yes, the water is stored. And that's been practiced quite a lot in eastern Kenya. Yeah.
And why have you been sent back to the office then?
Well, no. Then when we were in the Congo, my wife became very ill in 1985. They didn't think she would live. She had 85% loss of liver function. But after that, she recovered in the end. And then I worked in Glasgow, and she ran a Salvation Army centre in Renfrew. And then suddenly one day we were asked to go back to Nigeria.
Okay.
So that was the last country I really worked in Africa, Nigeria. And then when I retired in '96, I thought, because I was still wanted to be active, so I started helping out in the Congo, recording how plants are used and by local people, the names, all different names and how they were used. And I felt that would be a valuable contribution to people there. And then I really became interested in edible insects, and particularly caterpillars.
That's a big change, because before insects were on the bad side.
Yes, very much. But I mean, it's such an important part of the diet in the Congo.
Yeah. And when did you first realize that it's important for the people to
Yes,
eat the
I think
insects?
from living there. Yes, because I used to go out often with the children.
Yeah, with children, yeah.
Yes, collecting caterpillars and just being with them and watching what they did.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. And I realised that, the big variety of species, there were so many different species. And although they had local names, very few seem to have been identified.
Yeah.
So I started writing a little booklet about edible caterpillars, and the man who really helped me was a man called Francois Malès in Belgium.
Yeah,
Professor
famous entomologist.
Right. Yes. So he was able to tell me some of the names.
Okay.
Yeah, and from that time, 96, right up to now, I've
1900 and?
From 1996.
96, okay.
Was when I really became involved in this.
Yeah.
Right up to now, I'm still working with Francois Malès.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually one of the...
You've seen this. This is some of the papers have recently been involved, and I only got this yesterday.
Oh, that's very nice.
But
So I don't know it yet, so it's
I haven't
also...
seen that.
Let's talk about this a little bit later on.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to first really ask you how you came to the point to realize that now for the people down there, the insects that seem to be pests for us are in fact an important base of their everyday diet. So because a lot of black people or also Asian people, they are afraid to tell to white people that they eat insects because they know normally white men, they think it's stupid, primitive behavior, you know, unhealthy and so. So they don't start talking about that.
Well, I suppose we were living in a tiny village amongst people. I don't know. I just became interested in what they were eating and what they were doing, and I knew that I got to know that caterpillars were a very important part of their food. I mean, when you're walking along a path, people would have their eyes on the ground, looking for the droppings of some species, of one particular species, and they could also, if they passed a bush, and they could see whether there were caterpillars there.
So they judge it from the form of the fecal pellets.
Yes,
of the caterpillars.
Right. Yes.
And what kind of caterpillars did you mean?
Well, that was Lobobonia fiducia.
Okay.
Yes.
A special kind of.
Yes,
sort.
that's
yeah.
Special here. It's a big. What is it?
So a lot of caterpillars.
Here we are. Kaba. Kaba is the local name of the caterpillar.
Kaba, yeah.
Yes, this one.
Okay.
And that's the name of it.
So is here's the fecal pellet. So the form of the fecal pellet is so special that you can judge the species.
They're large enough.
They're large
enough to see.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Because with the colour of the caterpillar, it's difficult to, and they're generally a single.
Yeah.
So you can't see the caterpillar.
No.
You can
the foliage is so perfectly camouflaged. So
that's right. It is.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sure.
Normally, also, if I'm going to see for caterpillars, I also look on the ground for the fecal pellet.
Yes,
so that's the easiest way to find some of the species.
I see.
And
but the fecal pellets for these ones are much larger generally than the others. Yes.
So you've seen the children just walking around the bushes and looking for it.
When you're walking along the path,
you're
always on the lookout.
And then what are they doing when they see some of the...
Well, immediately they see the droppings underneath, they look up in the breeze, and they find the caterpillars up in the tree.
Okay. What do they do with them?
Well, just collect them, put them in a bag.
Or they don't eat it raw?
No. They're generally cooked.
Yeah.
As I know. Yeah. Because you collect one or two at a time of these, and then meanwhile they collect some others, so it's all mixed up in the bag.
Okay, not only one species.
No.
But they have a good knowledge of which species are good for human consumption, which not.
Sure, yes, they do.
There are all those poisonous ones.
Yes, that's right. The ones they call keba, I think. No. What's the name? I forget. No. Quaco. Those are caterpillars which you don't eat.
Yeah. Yes. So everybody knows it from small.
Yes. That was what was interesting. Everybody seems to know which caterpillars are.
Except you, as a man coming there.
So it was very interesting learning about it.
Okay. So, but they have no knowledge of scientific names or something like that.
No.
But they have. They
know the local name.
How do they judge that it's that insect that they are looking for? Do they see it or from the form? Because they can change colors a lot. Also, these different instars. How do they do that?
That's right. I presume they must know all the different instars of the particular species.
Yeah.
Yes, they can recognize them. Yeah. That's right.
And also, one of the things that I've read that were astonishing me a lot is that they don't know the caterpillars from just looking at them, but only in connection with the tree, with the host
That's
tree.
right, yes. Often they have the same name. The name of the tree and the name of the caterpillar is often the same.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So that's kind of a security thing that you are looking for the right
That's right.
insect.
If you find it on the normal food tree, you know that can be eaten as well. That's
And
right.
if not,
Then
you don't eat it.
You're a bit worried. But some species have many different food plants.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And many of them have found that there's an introduced tree called the Acacia auriculiformis, and many people have found that if they gather young caterpillars so that they're not collected by somebody else, they can bring them back home, put them on this tree, and they'll live. So they can keep an eye on them.
Okay.
You can watch them. Yes.
So that's kind of a halfway cultivation already.
That's right, it is. They've started cultivating. And the program I'm working on at present is both to reintroduce a species of caterpillar, Serena forda, or Imbrasia forda.
I have read the paper that you already published on the internet. I've seen some of the papers about the reforestation and the reintroduction.
Right. Yes, and so that's going on at present.
Okay, but that's very interesting because that's one step after collecting insects for a while. Now it comes to thinking about how we can make them part of agriculture.
That's right. Yes, start farming them. Yes, but the man who's working on the project is a local person.
Yeah.
But he's a trained biologist, and because of that, he sees how to run the project, and rather than sort of taking the caterpillars and rearing them artificially on planted trees in a block and that sort of thing, it's feeding into the natural way that people have traditionally, because they used to plant a tree, Ethno-Entomology hudulatae, for some of the caterpillars. And so he's reintroducing, encouraging people to plant that tree, particularly, and one or two others as well. And trying to work out the biology of the tree so that he knows how to plant it, whether it's seed or cuttings or roots, that sort of thing.
Well, that's an interesting new step in agriculture.
Yes, it is.
So that we plant the trees for caterpillars.
That's right.
That we can eat. That's something not happening here in Europe, even not in Edinburgh, because it's too cold or not the right place to do so. But Africa is a very good place to find this out. Now you have been there from 96 on, and this is one of the papers that I was very interested because I've seen in the map of the FAO report about edible insects. I've seen this map where Bas-Congo is quite black, meaning there's a lot of knowledge about edible insects there.
Yes.
And when you ask why, they say because of you, because you have been there all that time and naming 200 species around of edible insects in only this little village. And for how long?
It's quite a large area. I mean, when you look at the whole of Congo, it's tiny.
Yeah, of course.
But, it's still a big area, 500 kilometers from Kinshasa right to the sea. So it's still quite a large area. Yeah.
And how long did it take to collect and give all the scientific names to this species of insect?
I mean, it's still ongoing because one of the species has only just recently been named, Mensangula. This one, and I have a much better photo of the individual caterpillar. Yeah, that's now been identified as an Achia species.
Achia.
Yes, Achia catecholoides.
Okay.
It's actually the armyworm.
Armyworm.
Yes, because it comes in vast numbers, eats everything, but in the Congo, people eat it.
They wait for them to come.
Wait for them. when it arrives, people are very, very happy.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, in other parts of Africa, it's a terrible pest.
Yeah.
But in the Congo,
That's
you say
interesting.
hallelujah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and it's interesting to see that in different tribes that live in close to each other, they have quite different,
tastes and
behaviors against eating of insects.
Sure.
Why
yes.
is that? Because they should know that the others they are not dying because they're eating the caterpillar.
Yes. I don't know. It's people. I mean, food customs are very, very traditional, and they're maintained. And people don't like. I mean, you look at the French eat completely different food to us in Switzerland. I'm
yeah,
sure.
of course, part of our identity.
That's right. I mean, I'm a great fan of black pudding.
Yeah.
And haggis.
Haggis, okay.
But I mean, of course, in France they wouldn't dream of it. Even in England, many people will not touch black pudding or haggis.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of it's a cultural construct.
Yes, it is.
And it's kind of our saying that's me and my people and my food, and that's a lot about
part of our identity.
Identity. Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So, but it's interesting anyway that it's so different.
Yes,
from one tribe to another, living in one village here, one there.
Sure.
Some eat it, some not.
Sure. And that's a good thing, really, because that means that in one part of the country, for example, in the Congo, we had to go a long way to find Serenophora.
The one that you want to reintroduce now, yeah?
Yeah, because it's almost been completely wiped out from this area.
Because everybody eats it.
That's right. So we had to go to another area completely to collect where it's plentiful, bring the eggs across and try to introduce them.
So you have been happy that they don't eat it there?
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise they would...
Maybe I don't know whether it's the fact that they don't eat it there or whether it's just they manage things a little bit better than in Bas-Congo.
Okay. What do you mean by manage better?
Sorry?
What do you mean? That they don't take everything on sustainably?
Yes, they harvest it sustainably.
Yeah.
Rather than taking the whole lot.
Okay. So that's some of the problems also. Some people start to cut the trees to harvest.
No, because traditionally people didn't cut the tree. They just either went up, climbed up and collected them and left the tree. So that the caterpillars will come back the following season.
Yeah, of course. So it's still going on with this research work. A lot of species that you should try to find out the scientific name now.
That's right. Yes. Oh, there are many. I mean, all of these species.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. Somebody suggested it's an Antheo species.
So what you should do with them? You should let them come out as adults that you can check it.
No,
because mostly adults they are known better than the caterpillar stages. Yeah.
Yes, amongst in Europe, but not in Africa.
Yeah.
In fact, in Africa, many people don't know that they become moths.
Okay, of
they're
course.
night flying, so they don't see them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But with this man I'm working with, Augustin, in Bas-Congo, what he does is collects the caterpillars and preserves them in alcohol, and then sends them. He sent some to a man in Germany, Dr. Nuss.
Yeah.
Matthias Nuss, do you know him?
No.
In Dresden. But he's got so much other work that it's very difficult for him to spend time on analysing this. So I'm really looking for someone or some laboratory in either here or in Europe who could do a DNA analysis to try and identify which species we have.
So another low-tech method would be to let them close as adults, so that would be easier to find out.
Yes, sure.
Because I know from the Dr. Desha from the Kotzitsart University in Bangkok, he's an expert of the bamboo worm,
Yes.
And he said when he started to research, nobody knew what kind of insect it is.
That's right.
He had to cover up a hole
Yes.
of this bamboo bush
Yeah,
with a net and wait till they eclode to see what it is as an insect, and then they know it, you know. Mostly there is. And they also are making camouflages of one insect of the other. They are copying themselves, looking all dangerous sometimes, like they would be poisonous. Also these insects. I mean, these striking colors of these caterpillars, are they signs of that they cannot be eaten?
Yes.
These are alarming colors, like this black, white.
Sure. Yes, I suppose that deters some pests, or some birds, for example, or other insects from attacking them. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So the local names, this is also something difficult because they, from each village to another, they have
they're all different names. Yes, sure.
So what kind of language is this?
That's all Kikongo. Kikongo language, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak it yourself?
No, I know a lot of names.
Yeah,
a lot of plant names and a lot of insect names, but I don't really speak it.
Okay.
But when I was in East Africa, I learned Swahili. So that helps sometimes.
Okay.
You know, some of the words are same.